Hello everybody, this is Jesus Quesadilla and welcome back to Let's Play Fable The Lost Chapters on the PC. In the last episode we went ahead and upgraded our character a little bit before we start questing again. However, before we get started with the next quest, I thought I'd show you guys the dialogue between these characters up here because it's pretty humorous. This is only available in the Lost Chapters version of the game, by the way.
Really still, I can see your skeleton. Far out, man. You're from the guild, aren't you? Man, what a place. If you go back there, maybe you can find our mushroom. I was standing on those stepping stones in that pool where the door talks. Man, it just flew right out of my hand.
Far out, man. So let's see what his friend has to say.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Sound waves can make your head spin into the sun.
Whoa, man.
If only I hadn't lost my mushroom of truth in the guild, I'd be able to show you.
I absolutely love these guys. So these are our stoner buddies up here. We're going to not really delve too far into that quest for the time being, but they basically took some mushrooms apparently and are tripping out on them. Just thought I'd show that to you guys because I thought that was a pretty neat little joke they threw in there for the Lost Chapters version of the game.
Oh, hello. You must be the kid Maze is always talking about.
That I am.
Can't imagine what he sees in you. Still, I suppose Maze knows best. But where are my manners? I'm Briar Rose. No doubt you've heard of me.
Yeah, I have your
No
doll.
time for autographs, I'm afraid. I have to get to Knothole Glade for an important mission. Speaking of which, if you came for a quest card, all the best ones have gone already. I'm sure the guild can find you something to do, though. I hear the kitchens need cleaning.
Wow, what a witch. Alright, so that's Briar Rose. Her character isn't seen much throughout the game, although we will encounter her a few times towards the end of the game. But for now, that's all we really get as a glimpse of her. She doesn't respect us much, as you can probably tell, but we're going to look to change that by taking on some quests here. So here we have a choice between two different versions of the quest to help defend a ranch. We can either defend it or we can attack it, and I went ahead and chose to defend it. Now this here is called boasting. When you take certain quests in the game, you have the option to boast and wager money on certain qualifications. So say you place 100 gold on doing the quest without taking damage, or 100 gold on taking the quest without any of the non-playable characters getting hurt. You can do that and you'll gain more gold back if you successfully complete all the parameters. For this one, I went ahead and chose to wager money that I could do the quest naked without any of my armor equipped, and I also wagered that I could complete the quest without any of the boxes being taken. What we're actually doing is defending some property for these ranch owners. Bandits are going to try and raid it, and so there are 3 boxes that we need to defend.
I knew that was your true calling. I saw Lady Grey set the opposite quest in the guild yesterday.
So Whisper's going to take the opposite of whatever you took. If you choose to defend, she's going to help out the bandits. If you help out the bandits, she's going to help out the guards. I love the ash shot of the British flag. That's lovely. Alright, so there are going to be enemies on the way to the ranch. Most of them are just wasps or really weak bandits. As you can see, since I upgraded to my new longsword, all of these enemies die in one hit. So they're not much trouble at all if you took the time to upgrade your equipment. It's kind of unfortunate that I spent all that time getting that armor though, and now I'm not even using it, but, you know, that's the game, folks. So we're just going to go ahead and clear out the area of all the wasps to try and accumulate some more experience. You can never have too much of that early on in the game. Before we get too far, I would like to buy a few spells. I'll go ahead and note which ones those are. For the early game, a really good spell to go ahead and buy once you get the experience for it is healing. I'll explain why, because there's actually a quest not too far from now where you have to escort some NPCs, and they take damage and they have health bars and everything, but if you have the healing spell, you can heal them as you go along, and that makes the quest a lot easier. So try and rack up experience on the way during these first few quests, And once you get to the point where you can buy healing, just do it, because it's a really nifty spell to have. And so even these bandits are dispatched with relative ease, thanks again to the upgrades that I did with my weapons. The other thing I should note here is that if you try to defend these people, these traders, after having slain all the enemies in the area, you can actually talk to some of the traders and they'll offer you items as well. So if you find yourself out on the road away from any of the major towns and you need to restock on inventory, just save one of those traders and some of them will allow you to trade goods with them. Alright, so we're coming up to the ranch right here, and I think we're going to trigger a cutscene that helps to sort of explain what's going on. Chickens! I love chickens, Eddie.
Oh, thank Avo you're here. I thought no one would answer our guild request. I've arranged some more security to back you up, but there are so many bandits that they'll tear my farm apart. I wish we'd never found those damn stones. They brought us nothing but trouble. My wife Jenna won't let them anywhere near the house, so we've left them in some crates in the barn. They must be worth a fortune. They say Lady Grey wants them. I've already lost 3 farmhands in these raids. That must be them now. I better go inside and look after my wife. She's terrified.
Okie dokie now. So we're going to go ahead and start the quest at this point. By now you have to, if you're trying to do the boast where you do it without any armor equipped, you have to start right now before the bandits show up. So they're going to enter from the north. They spawn at the north every single time. So if you just guard the pass up there, they can never really break through. It's especially easy because you have these 2 guards sort of helping you out as well. So if you have decent weapons at this point in the game, you should be able to hold them off really, really easily. And so they come in waves of 3. Once you take out 3, then the next 3 will come in a few seconds. They'll spawn up at that north gate. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and take them out from afar with my bow, if I can actually hit them. Alright, there you go. So, going to take out this wave of 3. So there are 3 sets of 3, so this is the second set. I've taken care of them, so 1 more wave will be coming, and then that'll be the end of the bandits. This is a really easy mission if you know that they always spawn from that north gate, because, like I said, with these 2 guards here, there's no real way for them to get past your defenses. Oh, that was a headshot. Yeah, if it makes that little glistening noise, then you actually executed a headshot on who you're aiming for. With swords, you can actually do the same thing. You can decapitate opponents too. And I think with some spells you can do that as well. So we went ahead and took care of all the bandits. Alright, so now what? Well, what happens is Whisper shows up.
Moves, have you? Well, you're not the only one. I hope you've learned how to flourish, because that's the only way you're going to get close to
Alright, so this is where the game introduces the flourish ability. You actually have it before this, but this is the first time the game tells you about it. If you press a certain button after attacking an enemy that's blocking you, then you can break through their defenses. You'll notice that happens when my sword glows that kind of purplish color. I'll see if I can get to do it again here. If she blocks my attack, if she'll block my attack, there, it starts to glow purple, although she hit me. I'm seeming to have some trouble actually executing it, but you get my point. Once it glows purple, then you can break through the attack, and basically your sword becomes unblockable.
I suppose this quest is yours then.
Aha!
You can't stay lucky forever, farm boy.
Farm boy 1, Whisper 0.
And I'll be ready.
Alright, so she leaves you with that little threat, but we have successfully completed the mission in our undies.
How grateful we are. Someone should be round to pick up the boxes soon, so we shouldn't have any more problems.
Is she swooning over me because I'm naked?
So much fuss about those stones. Be glad to see the back of them.
Buddy, I'd watch my wife if I were you.
Plenty of money to someone though. I'll make sure to tell everyone about you. We need heroes like you around.
Uh-huh. I love that they let him do his little cheering animation all by himself. Alright, so that'll be the end for today's episode, guys. We collected some experience and some gold for that quest, and I think this is a good point to leave off now. Once again, thank you for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and next time we'll be getting into the next quest available from the guild. So, this has been Jesus Quesadilla, thank you, and that's about it. Peace.